Hello and welcome back to the Mindful Zone. If you're tuning in today, chances are you've been curious about meditation, or maybe you've heard how it can help reduce stress, improve focus, or just bring more peace into your life. Whatever brought you here, I want you to know that you're exactly where you need to be right now. Today we're diving deep into something truly transformative: how to start meditation from zero with the guidance of Buddhism, mindfulness practices, and practical tools you can use every single day. Whether you're completely new to meditation or you've dabbled in it before but aren't sure how to take the next step, this video is designed for you. It's warm, accessible, and above all, rooted in compassion for yourself and for others. Let me ask you something. Have you ever felt like life moves too fast? Like there's so much noise around you, emails pinging, social media scrolling, endless to-do lists, that you barely have time to breathe. You're not alone. In fact, most of us feel this way at some point. But what if I told you there's a way to slow down, even just for a few moments each day, and reconnect with yourself? That's where meditation comes in. Meditation isn't about escaping reality. It's about finding clarity within it. It's about learning to observe your thoughts without getting swept away by them. And when we talk about meditation through the lens of Buddhism, we're talking about ancient wisdom that has stood the test of time. These teachings remind us that happiness doesn't come from external circumstances, it comes from within. Now don't worry if terms like Buddhism or mindfulness sound intimidating. We're going to break everything down into simple, easy to follow steps. By the end of this video, you'll not only understand the basics of meditation, but also see how these practices can help you navigate challenges, build resilience, and create a deeper sense of well-being. So go ahead and get comfortable. Maybe grab a blanket, light a candle, or simply sit back in your chair. There's no pressure here, just an invitation to explore. Over the next hour, we'll cover 10 key chapters, each one building on the last. From understanding what meditation really is to setting up your space, working with your breath, and bringing mindfulness into your daily life, we'll leave no stone unturned. And remember, there's no such thing as doing it perfectly. Meditation is a practice, which means it's okay to stumble along the way. Every moment you spend sitting quietly, breathing deeply, or simply paying attention is a victory. Before we dive in, take a deep breath with me. Inhale slowly, hold it for a moment, and exhale gently. Good. Let's begin. Chapter 1, what is meditation? Meditation often gets wrapped up in mystery, doesn't it? People imagine monks sitting cross-legged for hours, chanting mantras, or achieving some kind of superhuman state of enlightenment. While those images might inspire awe, they can also make meditation seem unattainable for the rest of us. But let me tell you something important. Meditation isn't reserved for spiritual gurus or people who live in ashrams. It's a practice available to everyone, including you. At its core, meditation is simply the act of training your mind to focus and become aware of the present moment. Think of it like exercise, but instead of strengthening your muscles, you're strengthening your mental clarity, patience, and emotional resilience. Just as physical fitness improves over time with consistent effort, meditation helps you develop skills that benefit every area of your life. One of the reasons meditation feels so daunting is because our minds are constantly racing. Have you ever noticed how hard it is to sit still and do nothing? Within seconds, thoughts flood in about work, relationships, chores, or random memories from years ago. This mental chatter is completely normal, but it can leave us feeling scattered and overwhelmed. Meditation offers a way to quiet that noise and find calm amidst the chaos. In Buddhism, meditation has been practiced for thousands of years as a path to self-discovery and liberation. The word meditation itself comes from the Latin term meditatio, meaning to contemplate or to reflect. Buddhists refer to it as bhavana, which translates to mental development or cultivation. These practices aim to cultivate qualities like mindfulness, concentration, and loving kindness, not just for personal gain, but for the benefit of all beings. There are many types of meditation, but two stand out as foundational: mindfulness and loving kindness. Mindfulness involves paying attention to the present moment without judgment. For example, instead of labeling a thought as good or bad, you simply notice it and let it pass. Loving kindness, on the other hand, focuses on cultivating compassion for yourself, loved ones, and even difficult people in your life. Both approaches complement each other beautifully and form the backbone of Buddhist meditation. But why does any of this matter? Why should you care about sitting quietly and focusing on your breath? Well, consider this. How often do you react impulsively to situations? Maybe someone cuts you off in traffic and anger flares up instantly. Or perhaps you receive criticism at work and immediately spiral into self-doubt. These reactions stem from automatic patterns in the brain, shaped by years of conditioning. Meditation gives you the power to pause, to create space between stimulus and response, and choose how you want to act rather than being controlled by old habits. Research backs this up too. Studies show that regular meditation reduces stress, lowers blood pressure, improves sleep quality, and enhances overall well-being. It even changes the structure of the brain, increasing grey matter in areas associated with memory, empathy, and decision-making, while shrinking regions linked to fear and anxiety. Pretty amazing, right? Now, let's address a common misconception. Meditation isn't about stopping your thoughts. Your mind will wander, it's natural. The goal isn't to empty your head, but to notice when your attention drifts and gently bring it back to your chosen focus, whether that's your breath, a mantra, or a visualization. Each time you do this, you strengthen your ability to concentrate and remain present. Another myth is that meditation requires hours of dedication. Not true. Even 5 minutes a day can make a difference. Start small, and as you grow more comfortable, gradually increase your sessions. Consistency matters far more than duration. Lastly, meditation doesn't demand perfection. Some days you'll feel calm and centered. Other days you'll struggle to sit still for 30 seconds. That's okay. Progress isn't linear, and every attempt counts. Let's dig deeper now. To truly understand what meditation is, we need to explore its essence. At its heart, meditation is about awareness. Awareness of your breath, your body, your thoughts, and your emotions. When you meditate, you're not trying to escape reality. You're learning to observe it clearly. You begin to see that thoughts are just thoughts. They come and go like clouds passing through the sky. Emotions, too, are temporary. By observing them without clinging or resisting, you develop equanimity, a steadiness of mind that allows you to face challenges with grace. This awareness extends beyond the cushion. As you practice meditation regularly, you start noticing subtle shifts in how you interact with the world. You become more patient in conversations, less reactive during conflicts, and more appreciative of small joys. A sunset becomes more vibrant, a meal more flavorful, and a hug more meaningful. Meditation teaches you to savor the richness of life instead of rushing past it. Meditation also fosters a sense of connection, not just with yourself, but with others. In Buddhist philosophy, interconnectedness is a fundamental principle. When you meditate, you realize that your actions, words, and thoughts ripple outward, affecting everyone around you. This understanding naturally inspires kindness and compassion. You begin to treat others with greater empathy because you recognize their struggles mirror your own. Now let's talk about practicality. How does meditation fit into a busy, modern lifestyle? The beauty of meditation lies in its flexibility. You don't need special equipment or a designated space, though creating one can help. All you need is a willingness to try. You can meditate in the morning to set a positive tone for the day, during lunch breaks to recharge, or before bed to unwind. There's no wrong time or place. For beginners, starting with guided meditations can be incredibly helpful. Apps, videos, and podcasts provide step-by-step instructions that ease you into the practice. Over time, you may find yourself drawn to silent meditation, where you rely solely on your inner guidance. Both forms are valid. It's all about finding what resonates with you. It's also worth noting that meditation is deeply personal. No two people experience it the same way. Some might describe it as peaceful, while others find it challenging. Some feel immediate benefits, while others notice gradual changes over months. Trust your process. What matters most is showing up consistently and approaching each session with curiosity rather than expectation. As we move forward, keep reminding yourself that meditation is a journey, not a destination. It's not about reaching some idealized state of enlightenment overnight. Instead, it's about showing up again and again with an open heart and a willingness to learn. Take another deep breath with me now. Inhale, hold, and exhale. Feel the weight of expectations lifting off your shoulders. You're exactly where you need to be. Let's continue exploring together. Chapter 2. Why start meditating? So now that we've explored what meditation is, let's dive deeper into why you might want to start meditating. Why dedicate precious minutes or even hours of your life to sitting still and focusing inward? After all, modern life moves fast. There are bills to pay, emails to answer, appointments to keep, and endless responsibilities pulling at your attention. In the face of such demands, it's easy to dismiss meditation as something nice to have, but not essential. But here's the truth. Meditation isn't just another item on your self-care checklist. It's a lifeline. It has the potential to transform not only how you feel, but also how you navigate life's challenges. Let me explain why. To begin with, think about stress. Stress is almost universal these days. Whether it's work-related pressure, relationship struggles, financial worries, or simply the overwhelming pace of modern living, most of us carry tension in our bodies and minds. Chronic stress doesn't just make us irritable, it can lead to serious health issues like high blood pressure, insomnia, digestive problems, and even heart disease. Meditation acts as an antidote to this toxic buildup. By calming the nervous system, lowering cortisol levels, and promoting relaxation, meditation gives your body a chance to reset and heal. Let's pause for a moment and reflect on that word. Healing isn't just physical, it's emotional and mental too. Meditation creates space for introspection, allowing you to process unresolved emotions, release pent-up frustrations, and reconnect with your inner strength. Imagine being able to approach stressful situations not with panic or frustration, but with clarity and composure. That's the power of meditation. Now let's talk science. Over the past few decades, researchers have studied meditation extensively, uncovering remarkable benefits backed by hard data. For example, studies show that regular meditation increases gray matter in areas of the brain associated with memory, learning, and emotional regulation. At the same time, it reduces activity in the amygdala, the part of the brain responsible for fear and anxiety. This means that over time, meditation literally rewires your brain to handle stress more effectively, and it doesn't stop there. Meditation has been shown to improve sleep quality, boost immune function, enhance focus, and increase feelings of happiness and well-being. One study found that participants who practiced mindfulness meditation reported higher levels of life satisfaction compared to those who didn't meditate. Another discovered that loving-kindness meditation increased positive emotions and reduced symptoms of depression. These findings aren't isolated incidents, they're part of a growing body of evidence proving that meditation works. But let's go beyond the science for a moment. Beyond the measurable outcomes lies something harder to quantify, yet equally important: the sense of connection meditation fosters. When you meditate, you step out of autopilot mode and into the present moment. Suddenly, you're no longer lost in regrets about the past or anxieties about the future. You're fully alive, fully awake, fully here. The shift in perspective changes everything. Life becomes richer, more vibrant. The simple act of sipping tea becomes a moment of joy rather than a mindless habit. A walk in nature feels sacred instead of mundane. Even difficult experiences, loss, failure, pain, take on new meaning when viewed through the lens of mindfulness. Instead of resisting them, you learn to embrace them as opportunities for growth. Speaking of growth, one of the most profound reasons to start meditating is its impact on personal development. Meditation teaches patience, resilience, and self-awareness, qualities that ripple outward into every area of your life. Think about it. If you can sit quietly with discomfort during meditation, imagine how much easier it becomes to face challenges in real life. If you can observe your thoughts without judgment, you'll find yourself reacting less impulsively and responding more thoughtfully in relationships. Meditation helps you cultivate a strong, steady center, a place of calm from which you can navigate whatever comes your way. Another reason to meditate? It's good for others too, yes, truly. When you practice compassion-based meditations like loving kindness, metta, you extend goodwill not only to yourself but to everyone around you. Picture sending kind thoughts to a friend, a stranger, or even someone who's hurt you. While it may sound idealistic, research shows that this practice actually increases empathy and strengthens social bonds. In a world often divided by conflict and misunderstanding, meditation offers a pathway toward greater understanding and unity. Still skeptical? That's okay. Many people hesitate to try meditation because they don't see immediate results, or worse, they judge themselves for doing it wrong. But here's the thing. Meditation isn't about achieving perfection. There's no finish line, no trophy waiting at the end. What matters is the journey itself, the daily commitment to showing up for yourself, however imperfectly. Consider this analogy. Imagine planting seeds in a garden. Some seeds sprout quickly, others take months to break through the soil. But regardless of timing, each seed requires care, water, sunlight, and nurturing to grow. Meditation is similar. Each session plants a seed of awareness, kindness, or peace within you. Over time, these seeds blossom into tangible changes in your life. Sometimes the effects are subtle, a slight improvement in mood, or a newfound ability to stay calm under pressure. Other times they're dramatic, like breaking free from negative thought patterns or rediscovering joy after years of numbness. Let's get practical for a moment. How does meditation fit into a busy schedule? Here's the secret. It doesn't have to be time-consuming. Even 5 minutes a day can yield noticeable benefits. Try incorporating short bursts of mindfulness throughout your day. For instance, taking 3 deep breaths before meetings, pausing to appreciate the warmth of sunlight on your skin, or listening deeply to someone without interrupting. These micro moments add up, creating a cumulative effect that transforms your overall well-being. For those willing to invest more time, longer sessions offer deeper rewards. Extended periods of meditation allow you to explore different techniques, deepen your focus, and access states of profound relaxation. But remember, consistency trumps duration. 10 minutes daily will always outweigh an hour once a week. Find what works for you and stick with it. Finally, let's acknowledge the bigger picture. Meditation isn't just about improving individual lives. It's about contributing to a healthier, kinder world. When you meditate, you radiate positivity. Your calm presence soothes those around you. Your acts of kindness inspire others to do the same. Collectively, these small ripples create waves of change. As Mahatma Gandhi famously said, "Be the change you wish to see in the world." Meditation empowers you to embody that principle. Take a deep breath with me now. Inhale, hold, and exhale. Feel the weight lifting off your chest. Feel the possibilities opening up before you. Meditation isn't just a tool, it's a gift you give yourself, your loved ones, and ultimately the entire planet. Are you ready to unwrap it? Chapter 3: The Foundations of Buddhist Meditation. Now that we've explored what meditation is and why it's worth starting, let's delve into one of its most profound roots, Buddhism. While meditation exists across many traditions, secular, spiritual, and religious alike, the teachings of Buddhism offer timeless wisdom that continues to inspire millions worldwide. Understanding these foundations will not only deepen your practice, but also provide a framework for navigating life with greater clarity, compassion, and purpose. To begin, let's clarify something important. You don't need to be a Buddhist or even interested in religion to benefit from Buddhist meditation. These practices are universal tools designed to cultivate peace, understanding, and connection. They're grounded in principles that transcend cultural or spiritual boundaries. At their core lies a simple yet revolutionary idea. Suffering is inevitable, but it doesn't have to define us. This brings us to the Four Noble Truths, one of the cornerstones of Buddhist philosophy. The first truth acknowledges that suffering, dukkha, is an inherent part of human existence. Whether it's physical pain, emotional distress, or the subtle dissatisfaction of wanting things to be different than they are, suffering touches all our lives. The second truth explores the cause of suffering, often summarized as craving or attachment. We cling to fleeting pleasures, resist change, and chase after illusions of permanence. This constant grasping keeps us trapped in cycles of discontent. But here's where hope enters the picture. The third noble truth reveals that freedom from suffering is possible. By letting go of attachment and cultivating mindfulness, we can experience liberation, not necessarily from challenges themselves, but from the mental patterns that amplify them. Finally, the fourth noble truth outlines the path to this freedom, the Eightfold Path. This guide includes right view, right intention, right speech, right action, right livelihood, right effort, right mindfulness, and right concentration. Together, they form a holistic approach to living skillfully and harmoniously. While the Eightfold Path encompasses every aspect of life, two elements stand out when discussing meditation: right mindfulness and right concentration. Right mindfulness means paying attention to the present moment without judgment. It's about observing thoughts, emotions, sensations, and surroundings clearly, without getting caught up in them. Right concentration refers to developing focus and stability through sustained attention, typically using techniques like breath awareness or visualization. Let's zoom in on mindfulness for a moment because it's such a powerful concept. Mindfulness isn't just about sitting quietly, it's a way of being fully awake to life. When you eat, you savor each bite. When you listen, you hear beyond words. When you walk, you feel the ground beneath your feet. Mindfulness transforms ordinary moments into extraordinary ones by inviting you to engage with the world more deeply. In Buddhist meditation, mindfulness often begins with the breath. Why the breath? Because it's always present, always accessible. Unlike thoughts, which dart around unpredictably, the breath provides a steady anchor. Observing its rhythm teaches you to stay grounded, no matter how turbulent your mind may feel. Over time, this practice spills over into daily life, helping you respond to challenges with calmness rather than reactivity. Another foundational technique in Buddhist meditation is loving kindness, metta. If mindfulness cultivates awareness, loving kindness nurtures compassion. This practice involves silently repeating phrases like, "May I be happy," "May I be healthy," "May I be at peace." Once you feel connected to these wishes for yourself, you extend them outward, to loved ones, acquaintances, strangers, and eventually, even those who challenge you.
What makes loving kindness so transformative is its ability to soften the heart. Many of us carry walls of protection, built layer by layer through past hurts. Loving kindness meditation gently dismantles those barriers, replacing fear and resentment with warmth and openness. It reminds us that everyone suffers, everyone yearns for happiness, and recognizing this shared humanity fosters empathy. Now let's talk about impermanence. Anicca, another key teaching in Buddhism. Everything changes: our bodies, relationships, careers, emotions. Clinging to anything as permanent only leads to disappointment. But embracing impermanence allows us to flow with life's natural rhythms instead of resisting them. In meditation, this principle helps you observe thoughts and feelings without identifying with them. You realize that just as clouds drift across the sky, so too do experiences arise and pass away. Nothing stays fixed forever, including discomfort. Equally vital is the concept of non-self, anatta. In Western culture, we tend to think of ourselves as separate, independent entities, but Buddhism suggests otherwise. Non-self invites us to question the notion of a fixed me and recognize that we're interconnected with everything around us. This perspective dissolves ego-driven habits like comparison, jealousy, and greed, making room for generosity, humility, and cooperation. So, how do these teachings translate into practical meditation techniques? Let's explore a few examples. First, there's Vipassana, often called insight meditation. Vipassana focuses on observing reality exactly as it is, without distortion or embellishment. Practitioners typically start by anchoring their attention on the breath, then expand their awareness to include bodily sensations, thoughts, and emotions. Through this process, they gain insight into the nature of existence, including impermanence and non-self. Next, consider Zazen, a form of seated meditation practiced in Zen Buddhism. Zazen emphasizes posture and stillness, encouraging practitioners to sit upright with a straight spine, hands resting gently in their lap. Instead of focusing on a specific object, meditators allow thoughts to come and go freely, observing them without attachment. This practice fosters equanimity, a balanced state of mind unaffected by external circumstances. For those drawn to mantra-based practices, there's Transcendental Meditation, TM. Though TM itself is rooted in Hindu traditions, similar rhythmic chanting exists in some forms of Buddhist meditation. Repeating a sacred word or phrase silences the mind's chatter and creates space for deeper states of consciousness. Mantras serve as vehicles for transcending ordinary thought, leading to inner silence and bliss. Each of these methods reflects a unique facet of Buddhist wisdom, but they share common goals: cultivating awareness, fostering compassion, and uncovering freedom from suffering. No single technique is superior, they're simply different paths up the same mountain. The best choice depends on your temperament, preferences, and needs. One final note: while Buddhist meditation offers profound benefits, it's essential to approach it with humility and respect. These teachings emerge from centuries of contemplative practice, shaped by countless individuals seeking truth. As you incorporate them into your own journey, honor their origins by practicing with sincerity and gratitude. Take a deep breath with me now. Inhale, hold, and exhale. Feel the richness of these ancient teachings settling into your heart. They're not relics of the past, they're living tools, ready to guide you toward greater peace and fulfillment. Are you ready to step further along this path? Chapter 4. Setting up your space. Let's talk about one of the most practical, yet often overlooked aspects of meditation: your space. Where you meditate matters, not because there's some magical requirement to have the perfect setup, but because creating an intentional environment can significantly enhance your practice. Think of it this way: if your surroundings are chaotic or distracting, your mind will likely mirror that energy. On the other hand, a peaceful, inviting space helps signal to your brain that it's time to slow down, breathe deeply, and turn inward. Now, before we dive deeper, let me clarify something important. You don't need a dedicated meditation space to start meditating. You can practice anywhere, on a park bench, at your desk, or even lying in bed. But if you're serious about building a consistent habit, carving out a little corner of your home for meditation can make all the difference. It becomes a sanctuary, a place where you retreat from the noise of the world and reconnect with yourself. So how do you create such a space? The process is less about following rigid rules and more about tuning into what feels right for you. Let's break it down step by step. First, consider location. Ideally, choose a spot that's quiet and free from interruptions. This could be a spare room, a corner of your bedroom, or even a nook under a window. If you live in a busy household, you might need to get creative, perhaps using headphones to block out noise or setting boundaries with family members during your practice time.
What's crucial is finding a place where you feel safe and comfortable enough to let your guard down. Once you've chosen a location, think about comfort. Meditation isn't meant to be physically taxing, so ensure your seating arrangement supports your body. A cushion or yoga mat works well for sitting cross-legged on the floor, while a chair with good back support is ideal if sitting upright feels challenging. Some people prefer kneeling benches or bolsters to reduce strain on their hips and knees. Experiment until you find what suits you best. Remember, the goal is to sit comfortably, not perfectly. Next, personalize your space. Adding meaningful touches transforms a functional area into a sacred haven. For example, you might include items like candles, incense, crystals, statues, or photos that evoke feelings of peace and inspiration. Plants are another wonderful addition. They bring life and freshness into the room while purifying the air. Soft lighting, whether natural sunlight, fairy lights, or dim lamps, creates a warm, inviting atmosphere. Sound also plays a vital role in shaping your meditation environment. While silence is often preferred, gentle background sounds can help mask distractions and deepen relaxation. Consider playing calming music, nature recordings, or white noise. Alternatively, use a singing bowl or chimes to mark the beginning and end of your sessions. Just be mindful of volume. Too much stimulation can pull you out of focus rather than support it. Fragrance is another powerful tool for setting the mood. Many people incorporate aromatherapy into their practice by burning incense, diffusing essential oils, or lighting scented candles. Lavender promotes calmness, sandalwood enhances focus, and citrus uplifts the spirit. Choose scents that resonate with you personally. There's no wrong choice.
While aesthetics matter, simplicity is key. Avoid cluttering your space with unnecessary objects. Too many decorations can overwhelm the senses and detract from the sense of spaciousness meditation aims to cultivate. Instead, aim for minimalism. An uncluttered environment reflects the clarity and stillness you seek internally. What about posture? We touched on this briefly earlier, but let's revisit it here since your physical alignment interacts closely with your meditation space. Proper posture ensures optimal energy flow and minimizes discomfort during longer sessions. Sit with a straight spine, shoulders relaxed, chin slightly tucked, and hands resting gently in your lap. If sitting cross-legged isn't feasible, try kneeling, using a chair, or even lying down. Again, prioritize comfort over convention. For those short on space, fear not. You can still create a portable meditation zone. Use a small basket or box to store your essentials, like a cushion, journal, or mala beads, and set them up wherever you meditate. Even folding a blanket neatly on the floor can serve as a makeshift altar, signaling to your subconscious that this is sacred time. Timing is another factor to consider. When will you meditate? Mornings are popular because they set a positive tone for the day ahead. Evening sessions, meanwhile, help unwind after work and prepare for restful sleep. Whatever time you choose, consistency is key. Establishing a routine trains your mind to associate certain hours with stillness and reflection. Speaking of routines, rituals can further enrich your practice. Before sitting down, light a candle or say a brief intention aloud. Afterward, jot notes in a gratitude journal or stretch gently to transition back into daily activities. These small acts frame your meditation session, making it feel more purposeful and integrated into your life. Finally, remember that your meditation space doesn't have to be static. As your needs evolve, so too can your setup. Maybe you'll swap out decor seasonally, rearrange furniture for better feng shui, or experiment with new tools like guided recordings or visualization exercises. Flexibility keeps your practice fresh and engaging. Now let's address a common concern. What if you don't have any extra space at all? Perhaps you live in a studio apartment, share a dorm room, or travel frequently. In these cases, adaptability becomes your ally. Create a temporary meditation zone by clearing a patch of floor, closing curtains for privacy, or retreating to a nearby park. Portable solutions like foldable cushions, earplugs, or eye masks can also help recreate the feeling of solitude regardless of location.
Ultimately, your meditation space serves as both a physical and symbolic container for your inner journey. It reminds you to carve out moments of stillness amidst life's busyness and honor the sacred act of turning inward. Over time, this external environment starts reflecting your internal state and vice versa. As you grow calmer, clearer, and more centered through meditation, your space naturally radiates those same qualities. Take a deep breath with me now. Inhale, hold, and exhale. Imagine stepping into your meditation space, feeling its tranquility envelop you like a warm embrace. Know that every detail, the cushion beneath you, the candle flickering softly, the scent of lavender lingering in the air, is designed to support your growth. Are you ready to create a space where transformation begins? Chapter 5. Posture matters. When it comes to meditation, one question often arises: does posture really matter? The short answer is yes, but not in the way you might think. While there's no single perfect position for meditation, how you hold your body can profoundly influence your experience. Your posture sends signals to your mind, shaping your ability to focus, relax, and stay present. Let's explore why this aspect of meditation deserves attention and how finding the right alignment can deepen your practice. To begin, let's address a common misconception that you must sit cross-legged on the floor like a monk to meditate correctly. This image is pervasive, but it's far from universal. Meditation isn't about contorting yourself into uncomfortable poses. It's about creating a foundation of stability and ease. Whether you're sitting, kneeling, reclining, or even standing, what matters most is maintaining an upright spine and feeling at ease in your body. Why is spinal alignment so important? Think of your spine as the central channel through which energy flows. When your back is straight but relaxed, breath moves freely, circulation improves, and mental clarity increases. Conversely, slouching compresses your chest, restricts airflow, and encourages drowsiness. Over time, poor posture can make meditation feel frustrating rather than rejuvenating. That said, achieving good posture doesn't mean forcing yourself into rigidity. Balance is key. Imagine a string gently pulling the crown of your head upward toward the ceiling. This visualization naturally elongates your spine without straining your muscles. Keep your shoulders soft and relaxed, letting them melt away from your ears. Allow your chin to tuck slightly inward, aligning your neck with the rest of your spine. Rest your hands lightly on your lap or knees, palms facing up to invite openness, or palms down for grounding. Let's break this down further by exploring different postures commonly used in meditation. Each has its own benefits, so experiment until you find what feels best for you. Seated cross-legged. This classic position involves sitting on a cushion or mat with your legs crossed in front of you. Elevating your hips slightly higher than your knees, using a bolster or folded blanket, reduces strain on your lower back and makes prolonged sitting more comfortable. If full lotus or half lotus feels inaccessible, opt for Burmese style, a simpler variation where both feet rest on the ground beneath opposite thighs. Kneeling position. For those who find sitting cross-legged uncomfortable, kneeling offers an excellent alternative. Use a meditation bench or zafu cushion to support your weight evenly across your shins. This posture promotes an upright spine while relieving pressure on your tailbone. Chair sitting. Don't underestimate the power of a chair. Many beginners and even seasoned practitioners prefer this option because it eliminates concerns about hip flexibility or knee pain. Sit toward the edge of the seat, allowing your feet to rest flat on the floor. Lean forward slightly to engage your core, then settle back into an upright position. Avoid leaning against the backrest unless necessary. Lying down. Though less traditional, lying down can work wonders if you struggle with physical discomfort or fatigue. Place a pillow under your head and another beneath your knees for added support. Be cautious though, lying positions tend to induce sleepiness, so they're best reserved for practices focused on relaxation or body scans rather than concentration-heavy techniques. Standing or walking meditation. For those who crave movement or simply need a change of pace, standing and walking meditations provide dynamic alternatives. Stand with your feet shoulder-width apart, knees slightly bent, and arms hanging loosely at your sides. Alternatively, walk slowly and deliberately, synchronizing each step with your breath. These forms of active meditation cultivate mindfulness in motion, making them ideal for integrating awareness into daily life. Regardless of which posture you choose, remember the golden rule: comfort trumps perfection. Meditation should never cause pain or discomfort. If you start feeling tension in your back, neck, or joints, adjust accordingly. Shift positions, stretch briefly, or take a break if needed. Listening to your body fosters self-compassion, an essential component of any mindful practice. Now let's delve into some subtleties of posture that often go unnoticed. Beyond structural alignment lies a deeper layer of embodied awareness. Notice how your weight distributes across your seat or feet. Are you leaning too far forward or backward? Is one side bearing more pressure than the other? Making minor adjustments ensures balance and symmetry, preventing unnecessary strain over time. Your facial expression also plays a role. Tension in your jaw, forehead, or eyes reflects inner agitation. Consciously soften these areas, inviting relaxation to spread throughout your entire being. Smile gently, not out of obligation, but as a gesture of kindness toward yourself. Even a slight upturn of the lips can shift your energy from resistance to receptivity. Breath interacts intimately with posture too. As mentioned earlier, a straight spine facilitates effortless breathing. Pay attention to how air enters and exits your nostrils. Does it flow smoothly, or do you notice constriction? If the latter, check your posture again. Often subtle realignments restore ease to both breath and body. Another consideration is clothing. Tight or restrictive garments hinder movement and restrict circulation, undermining your ability to relax fully. Opt for loose, breathable fabrics that allow freedom of motion. Remove shoes, belts, or jewelry if they feel constricting. Treat yourself to the luxury of physical comfort. It's a gift worth giving. What about props? Tools like cushions, blankets, blocks, or straps can enhance your posture significantly. For example, placing a rolled-up towel behind your lower back during chair meditation provides lumbar support. Using a strap around your thighs in seated postures prevents knees from collapsing inward. Props aren't crutches, they're aids that empower you to sustain longer sessions with greater ease. Finally, let's talk about the psychological impact of posture. How you carry yourself influences not only your physiology, but also your mindset. Slumped shoulders signal defeat, while an open chest exudes confidence. Upright posture communicates readiness to listen, learn, and grow. By adopting a dignified stance, you affirm your commitment to showing up fully for yourself. Take a deep breath with me now. Inhale, hold, and exhale. Feel your spine lengthen, your shoulders drop, and your heart center expand. Notice how small shifts in posture ripple outward, affecting your entire being. Posture isn't just about mechanics, it's about embodiment. It's about inhabiting your body with grace and intention, creating a vessel capable of holding whatever arises during meditation. With each session, you strengthen not only your muscles but also your resolve to remain present, patient, and compassionate. Are you ready to embody stillness? Chapter 6. Breathing Techniques for Beginners. Breath is life. It's the thread that connects us to every moment, every emotion, and every experience. It's no wonder, then, that breath plays such a central role in meditation. In fact, focusing on the breath is one of the simplest yet most profound ways to anchor yourself in the present moment. Whether you're new to meditation or have been practicing for years, learning how to work with your breath can transform your practice and your life. Let's explore why breath matters so much, how it functions in meditation, and some practical techniques you can use to deepen your connection to this vital force. To begin, let's acknowledge something fundamental. Breathing is automatic. You don't have to think about it, your body does it for you. Yet paradoxically, bringing conscious awareness to your breath shifts it from an unconscious process into a powerful tool for mindfulness. When you tune into your inhales and exhales, you create a bridge between your mind and body, a direct line to the here and now. Why is this important? Because our minds are constantly wandering. Thoughts flit in and out like leaves caught in a breeze, pulling us away from the present moment. By focusing on the breath, you give your mind something tangible to hold on to. It's like tossing an anchor into turbulent waters, steadying your attention amidst the chaos. In Buddhist meditation, breath awareness is often referred to as anapanasati, which translates to mindfulness of breathing. This practice involves observing the natural rhythm of your breath without trying to control it. Simply notice the sensation of air entering and leaving your nostrils, the coolness as you inhale, the warmth as you exhale. Feel your chest rise and fall or your belly expand and contract. These subtle movements become focal points, drawing your awareness inward. Now let's talk about why breath is such a reliable anchor. Unlike thoughts, which are fleeting and unpredictable, the breath is always there. It's steady, rhythmic, and ever-present. Even when emotions run high, whether you're anxious, angry, or overwhelmed, you can return to your breath as a source of stability. Over time, this practice teaches you to navigate intense feelings without being swept away by them. So, how do you start working with your breath in meditation? Begin with a simple technique called basic breath awareness. Find a comfortable seated position or lie down if that feels better. Close your eyes and take a few deep breaths to settle in. Then allow your breathing to return to its natural pace. Don't try to change anything, just observe. Notice the quality of each inhalation and exhalation. Is it smooth or jagged, shallow or deep, warm or cool? There's no right or wrong answer, simply pay attention. If your mind starts to wander, and it will, that's okay. Gently guide your focus back to your breath. Each time you do this, you strengthen your ability to concentrate. Think of it like training a puppy. The first few times it runs off, but with patience and consistency, it learns to stay put. The same principle applies to your mind. Once you've grown comfortable with basic breath awareness, you can experiment with more structured techniques. One popular method is counting breaths. As you inhale, silently count 1. As you exhale, count 2. Continue up to 10, then start over. If you lose track, gently reset and begin again. Counting adds structure to your practice, making it easier to maintain focus. Another technique is box breathing, also known as square breathing. This involves inhaling for a count of 4, holding the breath for 4 counts, exhaling for 4 counts, and pausing for another 4 before repeating. Box breathing balances the nervous system, promoting calmness and clarity. It's particularly effective for reducing stress or anxiety because it activates the parasympathetic response, the part of your nervous system responsible for rest and relaxation. For those seeking a more energizing practice, alternate nostril breathing, Nadi Shodhana offers a unique blend of focus and vitality. To try it, press your right thumb against your right nostril and inhale deeply through the left. Then release the thumb, press your ring finger against the left nostril and exhale through the right. Repeat, alternating sides with each cycle. This technique harmonizes the brain's hemispheres, fostering mental clarity and emotional balance. What about visualization? Pairing breath with imagery amplifies its impact. For instance, imagine inhaling light or peace with each breath and exhaling tension or negativity. Picture these qualities moving through your body like waves washing over sand. Visualization engages your imagination, making the practice feel richer and more immersive. Breathwork also extends beyond formal meditation sessions. Throughout the day, you can use your breath to recalibrate whenever you feel stressed or scattered. Try taking 3 deliberate breaths before answering emails, stepping into meetings, or responding to conflicts. Even a single mindful breath can interrupt reactive patterns and restore perspective. Let's address a common concern. What if your breathing feels irregular or uncomfortable during meditation? First, remind yourself that discomfort is normal, especially in the beginning. Your body may need time to adjust to sitting still and focusing inward. If shallow breathing persists, consider factors like posture, environment, or underlying health issues. Sometimes adjusting your seating arrangement or using props resolves physical restrictions. Other times, consulting a healthcare professional ensures there's nothing medical at play. It's also worth noting that not all breath-focused practices suit everyone equally. Some people thrive on simplicity, while others prefer variety. Pay attention to how different techniques affect you. Do they leave you feeling grounded and refreshed, or do they trigger frustration or fatigue? Trust your intuition. It knows what works best for you. Beyond technique lies the art of surrender. While controlling your breath has its place, true transformation happens when you let go of effort entirely. Instead of manipulating the breath, allow it to flow naturally. Observe its rhythm without interference. This act of non-doing invites grace and ease into your practice, reminding you that meditation isn't about striving, it's about allowing. Finally, let's reflect on the deeper significance of breath in spiritual traditions. Across cultures, breath symbolizes vitality, connection, and divine presence. In Sanskrit, the word prana refers to life force energy carried through breath. Similarly, Chinese philosophy speaks of qi, the vital energy flowing within us. By cultivating awareness of your breath, you tap into this universal flow, aligning yourself with the rhythms of nature. Take a deep breath with me now. Inhale, hold, and exhale. Feel the expansiveness of your lungs filling with air, the gentle release as you let go. Know that every breath carries potential for healing, growth, and renewal. Are you ready to harness the power of your breath? Chapter 7. Dealing with distractions. Let's talk about one of the most universal challenges in meditation: distractions. If you've ever sat down to meditate and found your mind racing, your phone buzzing, or external noises pulling at your attention, you're not alone. Distractions are an inevitable part of meditation and life itself. But here's the good news: they're not obstacles, they're opportunities. Learning how to navigate distractions transforms them from interruptions into stepping stones for growth. Let's dive deep into understanding why distractions happen, how to work with them skillfully, and how embracing them can actually enhance your practice. To begin, let's normalize distractions. Your mind was designed to think. It's a problem-solving machine constantly scanning for threats, opportunities, and patterns. When you sit quietly during meditation, it naturally fills the silence with thoughts, memories, worries, and daydreams. This isn't a sign that you're doing it wrong. On the contrary, noticing these distractions is proof that you're paying attention. Meditation isn't about silencing the mind. It's about observing what arises without getting swept away by it. External distractions are equally common. Maybe a car alarm goes off outside, or someone nearby starts talking loudly. Perhaps your phone vibrates with a notification, or your pet decides now is the perfect time to demand attention. These interruptions can feel frustrating, especially when you're trying to create space for stillness. But here's the key insight: distractions aren't the enemy, they're teachers. They show us where our attention tends to wander and invite us to practice patience, acceptance, and resilience. So how do we handle internal distractions? First, let's clarify something important. Thoughts aren't inherently bad. In fact, they're essential for functioning in daily life. The challenge arises when we identify too strongly with our thoughts, mistaking them for reality. During meditation, instead of pushing thoughts away or judging yourself for having them, simply acknowledge their presence. Imagine each thought as a cloud drifting across the sky. Watch it pass without clinging to it or reacting emotionally. Over time, this practice weakens the grip of habitual thinking patterns, allowing clarity and calm to emerge. What about emotions? Emotions often arise alongside thoughts, coloring our experience with joy, sadness, anger, or fear. Like thoughts, emotions aren't obstacles, they're messengers. Instead of resisting them, welcome them with curiosity. Ask yourself, what am I feeling right now? Where do I notice this sensation in my body? By exploring emotions mindfully, you cultivate emotional intelligence and self-awareness. Now, let's turn to external distractions. Noise, movement, and interruptions can disrupt your focus, but they don't have to derail your practice. One powerful approach is to incorporate these elements into your meditation. For example, if a bird chirps outside, use its sound as an anchor rather than letting it pull you out of the moment. Tune into the rhythm of the chirp, noticing its pitch, duration, and cadence. Similarly, if traffic noise intrudes, imagine it blending with your breath, a reminder that life flows continuously, just like your inhales and exhales. Technology poses another layer of distraction. Phones, tablets, and smartwatches are engineered to capture our attention, making it tempting to check notifications even during meditation. To minimize digital interference, consider creating boundaries before you begin. Put your devices on airplane mode, set a timer, or leave them in another room entirely. If using apps for guided meditations, download sessions ahead of time so you're not reliant on Wi-Fi. These small steps reinforce your commitment to being fully present. But what happens when distractions persist despite your best efforts? Here's where compassion comes in. Be gentle with yourself. Distractions aren't failures, they're reminders that you're human. Instead of berating yourself for losing focus, celebrate the fact that you noticed. Each time you return to your breath or chosen point of focus, you strengthen your mindfulness muscle. It's like lifting weights. Every repetition builds strength, no matter how many times the weight slips. Let's explore some specific strategies for working with distractions effectively. Labeling thoughts. When a thought arises, silently label it, thinking without engaging further. This simple act creates distance between you and the content of your mind, helping you disentangle from automatic reactions. You can also categorize thoughts more specifically, planning, worrying, remembering, to better understand their nature. Body scans. Sometimes distractions stem from physical discomfort. Performing a quick body scan helps identify areas of tension or restlessness. Bring awareness to your toes, feet, legs, torso, arms, hands, neck, and head, softening any tight spots along the way. Grounding yourself in bodily sensations anchors your attention firmly in the present. Visualization. Techniques. Visualization offers a creative way to engage with distractions. Picture your mind as a vast ocean, with thoughts and emotions as waves rising and falling on the surface. Beneath the turbulence lies stillness, an unshakable depth untouched by chaos. Visualizing this image reminds you that distractions are temporary ripples, not permanent disruptions. Loving kindness toward distractions. Rather than resisting distractions, meet them with kindness. Silently repeat phrases like, "May I be patient with this moment," or "May I find peace amidst difficulty." This practice shifts your relationship to distractions, transforming frustration into compassion, shortening sessions. If distractions feel overwhelming, shorten your meditation time. Even 3 minutes of focused attention builds momentum over days and weeks. Gradually increase session length as your ability to concentrate improves. Mindful journaling. Post-meditation. After meditating, jot down recurring distractions or insights. Writing provides perspective, helping you recognize patterns and triggers. Over time, journaling becomes a valuable tool for tracking progress and refining your approach. Acceptance practices. At its core, meditation teaches acceptance, not resignation, but radical openness to whatever arises. When distractions occur, remind yourself this is part of the practice. Lean into discomfort instead of avoiding it. Acceptance fosters equanimity, enabling you to face challenges with grace both on and off the cushion. Another crucial aspect of dealing with distractions is managing expectations. Many beginners assume that experienced meditators never struggle with distractions, but nothing could be further from the truth. Even seasoned practitioners encounter wandering minds and external interruptions. The difference lies in their response. Instead of fighting distractions, they embrace them as integral components of the journey. Let's pause for a moment and reflect on this idea. Distractions highlight the impermanent nature of all things, including our own experiences. Just as clouds drift across the sky and fade away, so too do thoughts and sensations dissolve given enough space. Observing this process instills trust in the ebb and flow of life, reducing attachment to outcomes and fostering inner peace. Finally, let's address the role of intention in overcoming distractions. Before each meditation session, take a few moments to set an intention. Why are you practicing today? Is it to cultivate calmness, deepen self-awareness, or connect with gratitude? Clarity of purpose strengthens resolve, anchoring you amid distractions. Revisit your intention whenever you feel pulled off course. It serves as a compass guiding you back to center. Take a deep breath with me now. Inhale, hold, and exhale. Feel the steadiness of your breath beneath the swirl of thoughts and sensations. Know that distractions will come and go, but within you resides an unshakable foundation of awareness. Are you ready to embrace whatever arises? Chapter 8. Incorporating mindfulness into daily life. Meditation doesn't end when you open your eyes or step off the cushion. In fact, its true power lies in how it extends beyond formal practice and seeps into every corner of your daily life. This is where mindfulness comes in, a way of living that keeps you connected to the present moment no matter what you're doing. While meditation provides a dedicated time to cultivate awareness, mindfulness ensures that this awareness becomes a seamless part of your existence. Let's explore why integrating mindfulness into daily life is so transformative, how to do it effectively, and the profound impact it can have on your well-being. To begin, let's clarify what mindfulness really means. At its essence, mindfulness is paying attention on purpose, in the present moment, without judgment. It's about bringing your full attention to whatever you're doing, whether it's sipping tea, brushing your teeth, or having a conversation, and experiencing it fully without letting your mind wander off into the past or future. Sounds simple, right? But simplicity doesn't mean ease. Living mindfully requires intention, practice, and patience. Why bother with mindfulness outside of meditation? Because life happens in the moments between sessions. If meditation is the training ground for awareness, then mindfulness is putting that training into action. When you infuse ordinary activities with presence, they become extraordinary. A mundane task like folding laundry transforms into an opportunity to notice texture, color, and movement. A walk around the block becomes a chance to marvel at the rustling leaves and feel the rhythm of your footsteps. Mindfulness invites you to rediscover the richness of life hidden within the seemingly ordinary. Let's talk about some practical ways to bring mindfulness into your day. One of the easiest methods is to anchor yourself in sensory experiences. Our senses are gateways to the present moment, offering immediate access to what's real and tangible. Next time you eat a meal, take a few moments to engage all 5 senses. Notice the colors and textures on your plate. Inhale the aroma, taste each bite slowly. Listen to the sounds of chewing and feel the weight of utensils in your hand. Eating mindfully not only enhances enjoyment but also improves digestion and prevents overeating by fostering a deeper connection with your body's hunger cues. Another powerful technique is mindful breathing throughout the day. You don't need to sit cross-legged to benefit from focusing on your breath. Whether you're waiting in line, stuck in traffic, or transitioning between tasks, take 3 deliberate breaths. Inhale deeply, filling your lungs completely, then exhale slowly, releasing tension with each exhalation. These mini meditations reset your nervous system, creating pockets of calm amidst chaos. Over time, they train your brain to default to mindfulness rather than reactivity. Walking is another activity ripe for mindfulness. Instead of rushing from point A to point B, slow down and pay attention to the act of walking itself. Feel the contact of your feet with the ground, the swing of your arms, the sway of your torso. If you're outdoors, notice the sights, sounds, and smells around you, the chirping birds, the rustling wind, the earthy scent of soil. Walking mindfully turns even a short stroll into a moving meditation, grounding you in the here and now. What about household chores? Activities like washing dishes, sweeping floors, or folding clothes often feel tedious, but they're perfect opportunities for mindfulness. As you wash dishes, for example, focus on the warmth of the water, the slickness of soap against your hands, and the clinking sound of plates stacking together. Approach each task with care and curiosity, treating it as a form of service, not just to others but to yourself. Chores performed mindfully lose their drudgery and instead become acts of gratitude for the ability to contribute to your environment. Communication offers yet another avenue for mindfulness. How often do we find ourselves nodding along in conversations while our minds race ahead to what we'll say next? Or scrolling through our phones during meetings, half listening to colleagues? Mindful listening flips this dynamic. When someone speaks, give them your undivided attention, make eye contact, lean forward slightly, and resist the urge to interrupt. Reflect back what you hear to ensure understanding. Not only does this deepen relationships, but it also fosters empathy and mutual respect. Now let's address a common challenge: staying mindful in high-pressure situations. Work deadlines, family conflicts, and unexpected setbacks can easily trigger stress and scatter your focus. In these moments, mindfulness becomes a lifeline. Start by pausing, even if it's just for a few seconds, to breathe deeply and center yourself. Then assess the situation objectively. Ask yourself, what's happening right now? What's within my control? What's the kindest response I can offer? Responding mindfully reduces reactivity and empowers you to navigate challenges with clarity and compassion. Mindfulness isn't limited to solitary activities. It thrives in shared experiences too. Consider mindful socializing. The next time you meet friends or family, set aside distractions like phones or TV. Engage fully in the interaction, savoring laughter, storytelling, and connection. Pay attention to subtle cues like tone of voice, facial expressions, and body language. Mindful presence strengthens bonds and creates memories worth cherishing. For those seeking structure, incorporating rituals into your routine can enhance mindfulness. Rituals aren't necessarily religious. They're intentional actions designed to mark transitions or celebrate moments. For instance, light a candle before meals to signal gratitude, journal in the morning to set intentions, or stretch briefly before bed to release tension. These small acts create sacred pauses in your day, reminding you to pause and appreciate life's flow. Let's delve deeper into the benefits of mindfulness in daily life. Beyond enhancing individual moments, consistent mindfulness practice rewires your brain for greater resilience and happiness. Studies show that mindfulness reduces symptoms of anxiety and depression, boosts immune function, and increases gray matter density in regions associated with memory and emotional regulation. It also improves interpersonal skills, helping you communicate more effectively and resolve conflicts peacefully. On a broader scale, mindfulness contributes to a kinder, more compassionate world, one mindful interaction at a time. But what about resistance? Many people struggle to stay mindful because old habits die hard. Thoughts pull us away, distractions beckon, and frustrations arise when progress feels slow. Here's the key. Mindfulness isn't about achieving perfection. It's about showing up imperfectly. Each time you catch yourself drifting and gently guide your attention back to the present, you strengthen your capacity for awareness. Progress happens incrementally, one mindful moment at a time. Finally, let's reflect on the spiritual dimension of mindfulness. While mindfulness can be practiced secularly, it has roots in ancient wisdom traditions like Buddhism, Taoism, and yoga. These teachings emphasize interconnectedness, the idea that everything is interwoven and nothing exists in isolation. When you live mindfully, you recognize this truth viscerally. you see how your actions ripple outward, affecting others and the planet. This awareness inspires ethical behavior, environmental stewardship, and a sense of responsibility toward collective well-being. Take a deep breath with me now. Inhale, hold, and exhale. Feel the steadiness of your breath anchoring you in this moment. Know that mindfulness isn't something you achieve, it's something you embody. Every breath, every step, every interaction holds infinite potential for awakening. Are you ready to live fully awake? Chapter 9. Loving Kindness Meditation. Loving Kindness Meditation, or metta in Pali, the language of early Buddhist texts, is one of the most beautiful and transformative practices you can incorporate into your life. At its core, it's about cultivating compassion, not just for others, but for yourself too. In a world often marked by division, judgment, and misunderstanding, loving kindness meditation reminds us of our shared humanity. It teaches us that every being, no matter how different from us, desires happiness and freedom from suffering. Let's dive deeply into what loving kindness meditation is, why it matters so much, and how you can practice it with sincerity and heart. To begin, let's clarify something fundamental. Loving kindness isn't sentimentality or forced positivity. It's not about pretending everything is fine when it's not, nor is it about suppressing difficult emotions like anger or sadness. Instead, loving kindness is an active cultivation of goodwill, a sincere wish for all beings to experience peace, joy, and well-being. This practice softens the heart, dissolving barriers of resentment, fear, and isolation. Over time, it fosters a profound sense of connection and belonging. Why does this matter? Because kindness, both toward ourselves and others, isn't always easy. Many of us carry internalized criticism, guilt, or shame. We may struggle to forgive ourselves for past mistakes or find it challenging to extend patience and understanding to those who hurt us. Loving kindness meditation addresses these struggles head-on. By repeatedly offering kind thoughts and phrases, we rewire our minds to default to compassion rather than judgment. This shift has ripple effects, improving relationships, reducing stress, and increasing overall happiness. Let's explore the mechanics of loving kindness meditation. The practice typically begins with directing kind wishes inward. This step is crucial because self-compassion lays the foundation for extending kindness outward. Start by silently repeating phrases like, "May I be happy," "May I be healthy," "May I be safe," "May I live with ease." Feel free to adapt these phrases to resonate with your personal needs. For example, you might say, "May I feel loved," or "May I trust myself." The key is to speak directly to your heart using words that evoke warmth and care. Once you've connected with these wishes for yourself, gradually expand your circle of compassion. Begin with someone you love deeply, a close friend, family member, or mentor. Picture their face clearly in your mind and direct the same kind phrases toward them. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you be safe. May you live with ease. As you repeat these phrases, imagine sending waves of love and support flowing toward this person. Visualize them receiving your goodwill and feeling uplifted by it. Next, move on to someone neutral, an acquaintance, neighbor, or co-worker with whom you have no strong feelings either way. Offering kindness to someone neutral helps break down the tendency to reserve compassion only for those closest to us. Repeat the same phrases, imagining this person bathed in light and warmth. Then, take a courageous step. Extend loving kindness to someone who challenges you, a difficult colleague, a critical relative, or even someone who has caused harm. This part of the practice can feel uncomfortable at first, especially if unresolved pain lingers. But remember, loving kindness doesn't mean condoning harmful behavior. It simply acknowledges that everyone suffers and yearns for happiness. Repeating phrases like, "May you be free from suffering," creates space for healing, not just for the other person but for yourself as well. Finally, broaden your scope to include all beings everywhere. Envision the entire planet, humans, animals, plants, and send out universal wishes. May all beings be happy. May all beings be healthy. May all beings be safe. May all beings live with ease. This expansive phase reminds us of our interconnectedness. Every action, word, and thought affects the collective whole. By practicing loving kindness, we contribute to a more compassionate and harmonious world. Now let's talk about why this practice works. Science shows that loving kindness meditation increases activity in brain regions associated with empathy, positive emotions, and social bonding. It reduces symptoms of depression and anxiety while boosting resilience and emotional regulation. On a physiological level, it lowers cortisol levels, decreases inflammation, and strengthens the immune system. Beyond individual benefits, studies suggest that regular practitioners radiate kindness in their interactions, inspiring similar behavior in others. But perhaps the most compelling reason to practice loving kindness is its ability to heal. Many of us carry wounds inflicted by harsh words, neglect, or betrayal. These scars harden our hearts, making it difficult to trust or open up. Loving kindness meditation gently dismantles these defenses, replacing bitterness with tenderness. As you offer kindness to yourself and others, you begin to see that everyone carries pain, and recognizing this shared vulnerability fosters forgiveness and understanding. Let's address some common concerns. What if you don't feel genuine kindness during the practice? That's okay. Authenticity takes time to develop. If certain phrases feel forced, stick with them anyway. Repetition builds momentum, and eventually the words will resonate more deeply. Trust the process. Even artificial kindness plants seeds that blossom over weeks and months. Another challenge arises when directing loving kindness toward difficult people. It's natural to resist wishing well for someone who has hurt you. To navigate this discomfort, start small. Instead of jumping straight to phrases like, "May you be happy," try neutral ones like, "May you be free from suffering." Over time, resistance softens and compassion emerges organically. For those new to loving kindness meditation, guided recordings can be incredibly helpful. Listening to a teacher lead you through the phrases provides structure and encouragement. Apps, podcasts, and YouTube channels offer countless resources tailored to beginners. Alternatively, create your own script based on what feels meaningful to you. What about integrating loving kindness into daily life? While formal practice is valuable, opportunities for cultivating compassion abound outside meditation sessions. For instance, whenever you encounter someone struggling, a cashier having a tough day, a stranger looking lost, silently offer them well wishes, smile warmly, hold eye contact briefly, or perform small acts of service like holding a door open. These gestures cost nothing yet yield immense rewards for both giver and receiver. Loving kindness also transforms conflict resolution. When disagreements arise, pause before reacting. Take a few breaths, then ask yourself, how can I respond with kindness? What would help de-escalate tension while honoring my boundaries? Approaching conflicts mindfully diffuses hostility and opens pathways for dialogue. Finally, let's reflect on the spiritual dimension of loving kindness. Across traditions, compassion is seen as a cornerstone of awakening. In Buddhism, metta is considered one of the four divine abodes, Brahma Viharas, alongside equanimity, joy, and compassion. Practicing loving kindness aligns us with universal principles of harmony and interconnectedness. It reminds us that true fulfillment comes not from accumulating wealth or status, but from nurturing love and goodwill within and around us. Take a deep breath with me now. Inhale, hold, and exhale. Feel the warmth of kindness expanding in your heart, rippling outward to touch everyone you meet. Know that each phrase, each smile, each act of compassion contributes to a brighter, gentler world. Are you ready to cultivate loving kindness? Chapter 10, Building a Consistent Practice. Consistency is the secret ingredient to unlocking the full potential of meditation. It's not about meditating for hours at a time or achieving some elusive state of enlightenment overnight. It's about showing up regularly, day after day, even when motivation wanes or life gets busy. Building a consistent practice requires patience, commitment, and a willingness to embrace imperfection. Let's explore why consistency matters so much, how to establish sustainable habits, and how to navigate the inevitable ups and downs along the way. To begin, let's address a common misconception that meditation only works if you do it for long periods. While extended sessions can deepen your experience, research shows that even short, regular practices yield significant benefits. A study published in the journal Psychiatry Research found that participants who practice mindfulness meditation for just 10 minutes a day experience structural changes in their brains associated with memory, empathy, and stress reduction. The key takeaway: frequency trumps duration. Showing up consistently, even for 5 or 10 minutes, creates momentum that compounds over time. So how do you build consistency? Start by setting realistic expectations. Many beginners dive into meditation with enthusiasm, committing to hour-long sessions only to burn out quickly. Instead, aim small. Begin with 3 to 5 minutes per day and gradually increase as you grow more comfortable. Think of it like training for a marathon. You wouldn't run 26 miles on day one. You'd start with shorter distances and build endurance over weeks and months. Meditation is no different. Another essential step is creating a routine. Humans thrive on structure, and attaching meditation to an existing habit makes it easier to stick with. For example, try meditating first thing in the morning before checking your phone, during lunch breaks to reset midday, or right before bed to unwind. Pairing meditation with established rituals, like brushing your teeth or drinking coffee, helps cement it as part of your daily rhythm. What about location? While having a dedicated space enhances focus, flexibility is equally important. Life doesn't always cooperate with rigid plans, so be prepared to adapt. If you're traveling, meditate in your hotel room or a quiet corner of a park. On hectic days, squeeze in a quick session while commuting or waiting in line. Remember, the goal isn't perfection, it's persistence. Now, let's talk about accountability. Sharing your journey with others can reinforce commitment. Join a meditation group, partner with a friend, or participate in online communities where you can exchange tips and encouragement. Knowing someone else expects you to show up motivates you to honor your practice, especially on days when motivation dips. Apps with streak tracking features also provide gentle reminders to stay consistent without feeling pressured. But what happens when distractions arise, and they will? Maybe you miss a day or several due to illness, work deadlines, or family obligations. Here's the crucial mindset shift. Missing a session doesn't mean failure. Treat interruptions as part of the process rather than reasons to quit. Each time you return to your cushion, you strengthen resilience and reaffirm your intention. Progress isn't linear. It's a series of ebbs and flows. Let's delve deeper into overcoming obstacles. One major hurdle is resistance, the voice in your head whispering excuses like "I'm too tired," "I don't have time," or "it won't make a difference anyway." Resistance is natural, but giving into it reinforces procrastination. To counteract this, adopt a non-negotiable attitude toward your practice. Frame it as non-optional, something you simply do regardless of circumstances. Over time, this mindset shifts meditation from a chore into a cherished habit. Another challenge is boredom. Some days, sitting quietly feels monotonous or uninspiring. When this happens, experiment with variety. Alternate between guided meditations, breath awareness, body scans, or loving-kindness practices. Incorporate movement-based techniques like yoga or Tai Chi to keep your practice dynamic. Changing things up prevents stagnation and reignites curiosity. Technology offers additional tools to support consistency. Use apps like Insight Timer, Calm, or Headspace for guided sessions tailored to your needs. Set reminders on your phone or smartwatch to prompt you throughout the day. Playlists of calming music or nature sounds create ambience conducive to focus. Just be mindful not to rely too heavily on external aids. Eventually, you'll want to cultivate self-sufficiency in your practice. For those struggling to find time, micro-meditations offer a practical solution. These brief bursts of mindfulness integrate seamlessly into daily activities. Take 3 deep breaths before answering emails, pause for a moment of gratitude before meals, or tune into bodily sensations while washing dishes. Micro-meditations accumulate, fostering presence without requiring large chunks of free time. Tracking progress can also boost motivation. Keep a journal documenting insights, challenges, and breakthroughs during your sessions. Reflecting on how far you've come reminds you why you started and fuels continued effort. Alternatively, use apps with built-in analytics to visualize streaks, total minutes meditated, and other metrics. Seeing tangible evidence of growth reinforces dedication. Let's address another vital aspect: self-compassion. Beating yourself up for missed sessions or perceived shortcomings sabotages progress. Instead, approach setbacks with kindness. Remind yourself that meditation is a lifelong journey, not a destination. Celebrate small victories, like completing a week of consecutive sessions or noticing increased calm in stressful situations. Positive reinforcement sustains momentum better than criticism ever could. Now, let's explore the ripple effects of consistency. Beyond personal benefits like reduced stress, improved focus, and enhanced well-being, regular meditation transforms how you interact with the world. You become less reactive and more responsive, choosing actions aligned with values rather than impulses. Relationships improve as you listen more deeply, empathize more fully, and communicate more clearly. Work becomes less draining as you approach tasks with clarity and purpose. Even mundane chores take on new meaning when approached mindfully. Finally, let's reflect on the spiritual dimension of consistency. In many traditions, meditation is seen as a path to awakening, a gradual unfolding of wisdom, compassion, and liberation. While moments of insight may arise spontaneously, true transformation stems from sustained effort. Each session plants seeds of awareness, patience, and equanimity that blossom over years and decades. Consistency ensures these seeds receive nourishment, allowing them to grow strong and resilient. Take a deep breath with me now. Inhale, hold, and exhale. Feel the steadiness of your commitment anchoring you in this moment. Know that every breath, every session, every act of perseverance shapes not only your practice, but your entire life. Are you ready to build a consistent meditation practice? And here we are, the final moments of our journey together. If you've made it this far, I want to take a moment to acknowledge your commitment. By dedicating an hour of your time to explore meditation, mindfulness, and the wisdom of Buddhism, you've already taken a powerful step toward creating a more peaceful, fulfilling life. That's something worth celebrating. Let's reflect for a moment on what we've covered today. We began by demystifying meditation, understanding that it's not about silencing the mind or achieving some lofty state of enlightenment, but simply about showing up again and again with openness and curiosity. From there, we explored why meditation matters, how it reduces stress, enhances well-being, and helps us navigate life's challenges with greater clarity and compassion. We delved into the foundations of Buddhist teachings, learned how to set up a supportive space, and discovered the importance of posture, breath, and consistency. Along the way, we embraced distractions as teachers, integrated mindfulness into daily life, cultivated loving kindness, and committed to building a practice that lasts. But perhaps the most important takeaway is this: meditation isn't just another item on your self-care checklist. It's a gift you give yourself every single day. It's a reminder that no matter how chaotic the world feels, you always have access to stillness within. You can return to your breath, your body, your heart, and find peace, even if only for a few moments at a time. Now, as you move forward, remember that progress isn't measured by how perfect your sessions are or how quickly you see results. What truly matters is your willingness to keep trying, to sit quietly, breathe deeply, and listen to the whispers of your own soul. Some days will feel easy, Others may feel like climbing a mountain. Both experiences are part of the process. Trust yourself. Trust the practice. I also want to remind you that you're not alone on this journey. Meditation connects you not only to yourself, but to a global community of seekers, all yearning for peace, understanding, and connection. Whether through books, apps, classes, or conversations, there are countless resources available to support you. And of course, the Mindful Zone will continue to be here for you, offering guidance and encouragement whenever you need it. Before we part ways, let me leave you with one final thought. Life is fleeting. Moments slip through our fingers before we even realize they're gone. But meditation teaches us to savor each one fully, to drink in the beauty of a sunrise, the warmth of a hug, the sound of laughter. It reminds us that happiness doesn't come from chasing after external achievements, but from finding contentment in the present moment. Take a deep breath with me now. Inhale, hold, and exhale. Feel gratitude swelling in your chest for yourself for taking this step and for the infinite possibilities ahead. Know that every effort you make toward mindfulness ripples outward, touching not only your life but the lives of everyone around you. Thank you for joining me today on this exploration of meditation and mindfulness. I hope you leave feeling inspired, equipped, and empowered to begin or deepen your practice. Until next time, take care of yourselves and each other. Namaste.